Hi, all. This is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was nice for most of the day. It was a little crisper than yesterday. It's still nice enough for a walk in the park. It did start to rain later in the afternoon as I arrived home. But for the most part, we had a nice day. Tomorrow is another story. Thunder showers are predicted in the AM, followed by showers the rest of the day. So it looks like probably it's a stock market mall type day, no parks. In any event, this is what retirement has boiled down to. It's a walk in the park, uh, walking the mall, stopping in all the expensive stores and not buying anything, hopefully. Um, and an occasional day at the races. What else? Shooting pool. Uh, I don't know. It's amazing how quick time flies doing essentially nothing. Oh, how about the gym? That's another way, not waste of time, but important part of the day. Visiting doctors, yucky poo, but that's part of it. In any event, I do have a little more time to concentrate on the stock market. I'm not sure that that's a good thing. I've been swinging a bit more than I had in the past, and I'm probably doing okay, but not fantastic. So I want to do fantastic. I'm doing better now with my longer term investments than I am with my swing trades. Anyway, what did I swing today? I swung into teum, Teum, and I thought I got a pretty good price, but I think it actually closed a few pennies lower. What else did I do? Did I do anything else? I don't think so. I think that was the only new position that I opened up today was teum, Teum. All right, let's look at the charts. Before I do that, do your own due diligence. Remember that my opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. Occasionally, Dr. J has some wonderful ideas, but sometimes I have some clunkers. It's your job to differentiate between the great ideas and the clunkers. And if you can figure that out, how about tipping me off which are my great ideas so I can go into those as opposed to my clunkers? All right, so we're going to take a look at the markets. We're going to take a look at um, two interesting indices, the IBB, the Biotechnology Index, which bucked the trend today up 1%. The Q's up 0.5%, or the NASDAQ 100 up same thing, 0.5%. I think they're at making new all-time highs daily now, right? The Qs and the NASDAQ 100. I don't follow the NASDAQ that carefully, but I believe they're at new all-time highs. So that's probably been the place to be. The Dow and the S&P are not far behind, however. They will make new all-time highs, I'm pretty sure. Tomorrow should be an interesting day because of economic news. I think it's GDP. And if the GDP for Q1 comes in pretty strong, I think we'll see blast off on all the markets tomorrow, I think. But you never can tell. I mean, so many factors. It's not just one number. And if it comes in weak, you never can tell either. So what we can tell, though, is AMD took a hit because Intel lowered its guidance for Q1 and Q2. All right. I think they said the second half would be better, which is good. But it's, in the case of AMD, Intel being a little off doesn't necessarily reflect on AMD. I know it does to a certain extent. Chips are chips. But if you look at AMD, it's still looking like it's decent, even with a sell-off after hours. Um, I think it holds support tomorrow, and support being just below where the after hours closed, 26.96. So for me, if it holds support, I'm still in. My average is 27.80, I think, on a swing trade. I'm looking for 30, and a buck below would be my absolute sells, my stop. So the high over here, like 26.80. So 26.80 or below, maybe a little below, I'm out. So anywhere around there, I could decide to just give it up. But I have a feeling I'm going to survive this little debacle for today and make my target, even though it looks grim. It's looked grim before for Dr. J, and I've turned out to be a winner. So when you least expect it, sometimes it works out. And at this point, I'm not expecting great things, but I hope that it works out. And who knows, maybe it will. And we're so close to my sell that I'm in danger of losing this particular trade. But if I do, I do. I've got another one going right here, teum. Let's take a look at the charts here. Their earnings are coming up beginning of May, and decent earnings should propel this. It did slide below its recent ascending trend line. It's also below its 50-day. So it has some negatives, and it had a poor day today. I bought it in the 390s. I don't remember exactly, 394, 395. So I thought I was getting a good price. I could have gotten a little better, but who's to know, right? So I'm going to put a tight stop in here. I'm not fooling around with this one. So I don't want to lose too much on this one if I lose at all. 370 would be my stop. I'm looking for $5. Okay, so I'm looking for over a buck, willing to lose a quarter. So long shot, I know, but you don't need to hit them all. You hit 1 out of 3 of these and you're in good shape. You're at least breaking even. All right, so again, the chart looks okay. I think there's solid support right in this area. That's why I wasn't scared to enter this trade. After hours, it was up. I don't know if that means much. I think it was low volume, but we'll see. Only time will tell on these trades. Let me just X this out. I don't think there's any further need to look at that. AMD, we could look at, I was going to look at a different time frame, but it's more or less the same. Not going to learn anything really. I mean, today's candle wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It was bad because it had been up early, turned around and finished down, but it didn't finish at the absolute lows. So I like that. It bounced back a little. I don't like what happened after hours. But again, the answer is we'll see. Dr. J will see because I'm in those trades. Let's look at Voyager. This is a long time hold. Not so long. I'm probably in it about, I don't remember. I got in at 9 or roundabouts. When was it 9? Probably, yeah, must have been in February. Yeah, I guess. sometime in February. So I'm not in it that long, February, March, part of April, 2.5 months. I'd been in it in the past and made money. It looked like it was time to re-enter, and I did. And I added along the way, and I added a couple of times along the way. I'm not even sure what my average is anymore, but it's pretty good because I know I have well over 100% gain, so my average is pretty good. But I didn't really add that much. So um, what's the story on this one? 2113 up 12 cents, hugging the upper end of its ascending channel. It made an important low on April 18th, just a week ago, 1873. If that's violated, I might actually consider selling. But in the meanwhile, it's looking good to me. So even though it's an investment more than a swing trade, I probably will get out at least partially if it breaks below this particular low. So I'm looking for a continuation of this rally over the next few days. I'm looking for a return to this high and of 2197, and a break of that would mean going after the recent high of 2264. So that's really the target, 2264 here. We take that out, I'm not sure where it runs to, but probably a lot more. So Voyager has had legs. Let's see how much more legs it has. I don't think I'm going to add any more. I think I have enough for now, but if I do, it'll just be a smidgen. Okay. I don't want to look at the NASDAQ and the IBB just yet. I want to look at athx. Athx, of course, had that big green candle on the 23rd of April, just 3 days ago. So that was on Tuesday, and on Tuesday's vlog, I said, I drew a line right in the middle of the candle. I said, this looks like where it should come back down to this particular level and bounce off of it. I decided support should be the high of the day on 325, which was 159. Let's see what a low of the day was here. Low of the day, what do you know, 159. So it found my support line and bounced a little bit, not much. So if my feelings about athx are correct, it will continue on up tomorrow. It could go down, of course, below my support line. What does it really mean that I drew this line? It looked good to me. It had basically a 50% retrace at the top, at the high of a key high back here in the end of March. So it looked like a logical place. But there are other logical places. It could come all the way down to the lower end of the green candle and then bounce. In any event, I've been in for a very long time on this one, talking years and years. So I'm not going anywhere. Hopefully it doesn't violate the 135 low. That would get me crazy. So anything short of that, Dr. J maintains his sanity. I do like this for the long term. I like its prospects for ischemic stroke, for ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome, for myocardial infarction, and for other terrible diseases that it could be applicable to. So even neurological diseases like Parkinson's, ALS, etc. So its multi-stem product is a multi-purpose product. So it's a multi-purpose drug. If proven effective in phase 3 trials in Japan, this thing will blow. It'll blow its top like Mount Everest never blew. So it's going to go way up if it, depending on the data readout about 1 year from today. Of course, we may get interim results on the odds clinical trial. If that's positive, it'll give it a tremendous boost prior to the Japanese trial results. I don't know which comes first, but the other clinical trials in phase 2, so that's a ways to go. And also, they're going to be starting trials in EU and US as well. So trials all over the place, a tremendous drug with tremendous potential based on adult stem cells. There was a big article, and I mean lengthy article, in Essay Seeking Alpha on Tuesday that caused it to run like this. So if you want, check it out. It explains the science behind this particular drug. Okay, so it's funny. I'm in multi-stem with athx and multi-kine with CVM. I hope I hit a multi-daily double. All right, so that's it for athx. I mean, basically, there's nothing more to talk about other than we'll see, which is basically what I've been saying for the other plays. You can't be sure that this bounce off of what I drew as support will hold, but I'd sure feel like a genius if it did. Okay, I already feel like a genius. It's just that most other people don't recognize my genius. Not even my wife, especially not my wife. All right, NASDAQ 100. It's in an ascending channel, clearly. It's been on the top of the ascending line, the channel line, and it's been touching the bottom end as well with many hits. It's closer to it's about midway through the channel now. I'd like to see it continue making new highs all the way up to the 8,000 level. I'd like that to happen sooner than later. I think the NASDAQ has assumed the leadership role of the indices, the NASDAQ 100 making new highs and the other indices catching up. So on the day, the NASDAQ was up almost 0.5%, whereas the Dow was down about 0.5%. The S&P was flat, and the IWM, the RUT, was also down about equal to the Dow, I think. And the IBB was up 1%, the star performer of the day, after having a little bit of a rough day yesterday and a very good day on Tuesday. So it came back today to the upper end of its descending channel. Notice it's trying to break out of this channel. This is this almost perpendicular line between the parallel lines. It's almost going straight up, almost. So it's very nice. It's making an attempt to break out. Let's hope it does tomorrow and into next week. So Dr. J is optimistic on biotech, even though the politicos are working against us. They're working against progress in this particular sector, progress that can help very sick people, progress that can help my pocketbook. Now, am I that selfish? Maybe a little. And your pocketbooks, because if you're watching this vlog, you're probably a biotech fan like me. So that's the story for tonight. Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, to the economic data that's coming out. I'm looking forward to seeing some of my stocks run up. And, well, you know, looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow night for the weekly wrap. And probably this weekend, I will do a special biotech report with about 15 to 20 biotech stocks covered. Let me know which biotechs you want me to look at. I'd be glad to honor all requests. This has been Dr. J. Streaming live from Long Island, New York. I want to say subscribe to the vlog if you haven't already. There should be a little G. You just hover your cursor over it. Also, share the link and tell your friends about me, and write comments. Give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you tomorrow. This has been Dr. J. Wanting to say hasta mañana.